A rich woman is poor because women should be protected and provided for in order to honor their feminine. And a lot of women reject their feminine. They don't look for a provider, masculine husband so that he can take care of her. And it's not for every woman, but for the average woman, doesn't she want to be able to enjoy being in her feminine, not have to be pressured to work outside and earn money? Because really, that's another form of having to provide her own security and protection, which is not what a rich woman would do. Think about in the past, you'd have princesses and the daughters of men, of masculine, the patriarchy. These women would be at home, and the men would be the ones going out into more risky environments. And there's many reasons why women don't think like this. One of the reasons is because their fathers failed them and society failed them. They encouraged them to go out and give their body to men at school. And I was talking to this 18-year-old woman, and she was saying that, hey, I can do what I want with my body and be promiscuous if I want, but she was not willing to debate me. So that suggests that she's willing to give her body away, but she's not even willing to be honest and talk about it and defend her actions. And stop making this about me. Women, I'm not trying to seduce you. In fact, a lot of people say I'm the bad guy, but I'm trying to protect women, trying to encourage men to not take a woman's body unless they give commitment. And women, start thinking about this about your husband. Think about what a guy that you would actually want would want from you. I think they would want a pure woman. And the truth is, men and women act differently, and they act more loving and respectful when they are preparing for marriage, for true love. And some people say I'm catering to women by trying to protect them, but I'm trying to protect femininity. That is my God. Along with women's flower, of course. So the point is to honor your femininity as a woman. You'll want to cling to your father or trustworthy men like brothers and have them help you prepare to be a wife and find a man, find a provider, leader, masculine protector husband who actually wants to do that for you, wants to celebrate femininity together with you, allowing you to be in your feminine so you don't have to work. You might say that, hey, women should be able to do whatever men do, and women are more designed to follow because the way they talk is not as solution oriented as it is talking for the sake of talking. So women don't really talk to defend ideals and have like a life path and saying like we should do this for the principle of it. Women are more designed to follow along, and it's sort of an evolutionary adaptation. It is an ability. It's kind of a cold rationality of being able to adapt to, if, for example, the conquering forces destroy their village, then the women are able to adapt to survive and connect with the conquering forces, and it helps them survive. But bringing it to a modern convention, we look at what women are currently doing with their as independent and having money. And by the way, a woman gains her wealth when she's young. That's why women should be protected and managed in a different way than men are. Women, an 18-year-old attractive woman is like a multimillionaire guy. She's got wealth that needs to be protected. So what do women do now that they're allowed to do whatever they want? Well, they don't respect men who want to commit to them, because to women, it seems like it's like the man's desperate and he needs her and he's trying to lock her down. And that's one of the things that people interpret what I'm doing here. They say that, oh, I'm trying to control women. But no, I'm trying to celebrate femininity. And the way we do that is by women playing the feminine role and then men playing the masculine role. And yes, women should be smart and strong and able to play the masculine role if needed, like have some competent skills. But if we really live in a rich society, guys, if we're really, what's ideal, what does abundance look like? It looks like women being able to enjoy being women. And yes, there's lots of exceptions. There's people LGBT, but it's all about the roles that we play for each other. It's about planning out a life together and then committing to it and going through the hard times to confirm and validate your love. And so, women, what do they do now? They follow bad boys. It's partially because bad boys create a sense of artificial scarcity, like they're valuable because lots of women want them. But these bad boys do not want to provide for the woman. They don't want to protect her. They want to seduce her. They use their alpha traits, including attraction or maybe even larger phallus. But that's based on pleasure, and it's like an addiction. If women get stimulated more during intimacy, that's not something to brag about. All it's saying is that you are addicted and attached to each other more. And it interferes with the process of actually getting married and living a comfortable life and living for love, not living for the next pleasure, the next whatever the next guy's got, whether it's money or interesting guy or attractive. And guess what? Here's the craziest thing about all this is, in nature this occurs. Like if you observe nature, sometimes you'll see like chickens, the mother chicken has all the chicks and the roosters trying to pursue different hens, and you might say, well, that's normal in nature, but guess what? That's not love. All that is mindless biological procreation, and we're not even doing that, because these F-boys and these predatory men, they don't even want to impregnate the women. They don't want to have a family. They are pursuing dopamine hits, using the women for that. And you might think, well, how do you identify these men? Well, they're not long-term thinkers. They're often addicted to lots of things, like whether it's alcohol, scrolling on their phone. So you got to look for different patterns of addictive people and how they move. And essentially these guys try to get women and be successful at dating. All these crazy terms, all they mean is manipulating women. And you might say that I'm insecure or envious of these characters, but I don't want multiple women. I want one woman one woman should be attractive enough. If a guy says one woman's not, then something's also quasi there. I like to use the term quasi to describe this stuff. And bottom line, most problems are men's fault, because men told their daughters to, like I said earlier, go to a school with predatory men. And guys, here's the deal. A wealthy woman is a woman who has a benevolent patriarchy. She has to be smart enough, just like if you work at a store and you know how to, you learn about things. Everything is about knowledge. If you know how a manager's supposed to operate, you can challenge them if they don't operate like a proper manager. And so a woman and a man, we need to be conscious of all this stuff. Men and women should be able to be smart and strong and know what the man's supposed to do and everything, and expect him to do it. And unfortunately, women also need to recognize the dark women's psychology and women's irrationality. I have other videos on that. In fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, you could search Shieldheart, and you'll discover that I have a whole playlist of women are irrational videos. And so we all have to be all conscious of this, and then things will start to make sense, and society will be able to trust each other because everyone's not trying to seduce each other's future wives, current wives, daughters, sisters, and we can actually have a peaceful world. So let's celebrate femininity. That means women being able to enjoy being in their feminine, even if they can be masculine. Aloha, guys. Excited for you to check out some of my more videos. And if you disagree, leave a comment. Let's debate.